nerd in me is super excited for this video, and with summer coming up, I thought now would be a good time to talk about some books that I would recommend for the summer of 2024. So I thought I would share 6 books that I think you would want to read this summer. And my name is Lo, and I do a bunch of different content, and I'm new to YouTube, so still discovering exactly what videos I want to make. But for right now, I'm focusing on things that I like and things that I enjoy. One of the things that I've been enjoying so far in 2024 is books. So I'm super excited for this video. So let's jump in. The first book that I put on my list for recommendations for reading this summer is called Book Lovers by Emily Henry. And I thought this book was super summery. It takes place in the summer, so it gives you all the good summer vibes. But at the same time, it's got like a summer romance to it too. So, and it's cheesy, but not overly cheesy. So I think it would be perfect to read on a beach or just out on the porch. But again, it gives you all those summer vibes that you're already living out being in the summer. So I'm just gonna read a little bit. So it follows a go-getter author, Nora, who was spending her summer with her sister, Libby, in Sunshine Falls, North Carolina. How adorable is that name? While they're in Sunshine, North Carolina, Nora runs into a competing writer, Charlie, from the cutthroat world that she left behind for the summer. And basically when they meet in Sunshine Falls, North Carolina, do things change? Will they fall in love? You have to read to find out. But again, I really like this book because it takes place in the summer, so it's already got like the summer vibes built into it. You've got a cute summer romance, which who doesn't love? Also, the book takes place in like a super cute touristy town, which is like where I would want to go and be during the summertime. So you get to live vicariously through these characters. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars, and Goodreads readers also gave it 4 out of 5 stars. The second book that I think you should read this summer is called In 5 Years by Rebecca Serle. Imagine you have a dream, and while you're dreaming, you dream 5 years in the future, and you get to see a snippet of your life for like an hour. And then you have to wake up and go back to 5 years previously. But 5 years before, all you can remember how your apartment looks different, how there's a ring on your finger, and you wake up next to a man that isn't your current boyfriend. I will say this is a sad story, so it isn't, well, I guess I don't want to say that either. There are happy parts and there are sad parts to this story. But I think there is a really beautiful love story a part of it, and a story of friendship, which I really enjoyed in this book. And honestly, this book just shows how unpredictable life actually is. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars, and Goodreads readers gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. The third book that I am putting on my 2024 summer recommendation list is Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Taylor Jenkins Reid is also the author of The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which was also one of my favorite books. So if you like that book, it's a different style, but same author, and I think she does a fabulous job in both. If you end up liking In Another 5 Years, I feel like you'll also like this book as well. The book follows Hannah, a 29-year-old who has no idea what she wants to do with her life. Hannah ends up going to live with her best friend, Gabby. One night, Gabby and Hannah go out to their hometown bar and run into Hannah's high school boyfriend, Ethan. At midnight, Gabby asks Hannah if she wants to go home. At this time, 2 universes are formed based on her decision of staying at the bar with Ethan or going home with Gabby. And will both the universes end up in the same destination? As I was reading this book, I personally love these kinds of stories where it's like, if I make this decision, I go this way. If I make this decision, it's kind of like choose your own adventure, but you get to see how the two play out. While I was reading this book, it reminded me of the Netflix movie, I think, Look Both Ways by Lily Reinhart. So if you enjoyed that movie, odds are you'll like this book. It's got a very similar premise. can't say that they'll end up the same way, or to be honest, I kind of forget how the movie ended up on Netflix, but it's a very similar premise of you make this decision, you go down this way, or you make this decision and you go down this way. But it's cool as the viewer, you get to see what could have been in either option. And do they end up in the same spot? That is the question. Okay, so the fourth and fifth book are closely tied, and it's the Fourth Wing book series. So Fourth Wing and Iron Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I know, these books are already everywhere, but this is again just an emphasis of, I thought the same thing. I was like, oh my gosh, these books are everywhere. Trust me, they are good. Like, I don't want to like overly hype them for people that are like, oh. But genuinely, I have really enjoyed these books. I feel like these books are like a cross between like Divergent, Hunger Games, and even Game of Thrones. The first book I could not put down, and it follows Violet as she's going to a war college to learn to become a dragon rider, which comes with a lot of challenges when your mom is the commanding general and many people do not like her. And as she's going through this war college, part of it is also trying to bond with a dragon, which I won't give too much away, but at this time it's a lot harder than one might imagine. I will say the love story can be a little spicy at times, but I don't think it takes away or it's too much, to be frank. Like, I think there is a much deeper storyline going on, such as like the quadrants or those surrounding regions are starting to fail. I think it's just one piece of the story. Their love story is one piece of the story. So with starting with these books, I say give it about 50 pages and then things will really start to pick up. The first start of the story is basically filling the reader in on the history and what has happened so far up until this point, and even Violet's history as well. After those 50 pages, it will pick up. Trust me on that. The second book, Iron Flame, I won't lie, that did take me a while to get through. It's a long book. The second book also did not have a ton of dialogue in it, which made it a little bit challenging at times to stay focused. I'm one of those people that I enjoy reading characters' dialogues, but when it's always in the main character or the narrator's perspective, just like in their head, it can be a little challenging at times for me to fully focus. But trust me, even though this book is long and there isn't a ton of dialogue, you will want to get through to the end. I won't say anything else, but just trust me, you want to finish this book. So I gave both Fourth Wing and Iron Wing 4 out of 5 stars, and Goodreads readers have also given these books, so they gave Fourth Wing 4.5 stars and then they gave Iron Flame 4.3 stars. The last book that I'm recommending for this summer is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah Maas. And I'm sure you're like, okay, you're gonna do Fourth Wing book series and A Court of Thorns and Roses. But again, trust me, like when I read this book, it was so much better than what I anticipated, because I was in the same boat where I was like, oh, all of these people are saying this is really good. They're saying it for a reason. But I would recommend this book to my friends. And this book, I swear, it's honestly everywhere. I see it on Instagram. All my coworkers are talking about it. Friends are talking about it. It's everywhere. I think I heard from somebody, they were at the airport and they were like, yes, literally everybody is reading this book. So again, it's everywhere. I really didn't think I was gonna like this book, and it was mostly on the fact that when somebody was trying to sell me on the book, they told me that it's about fairies. And instantly I thought of like Tinkerbell, like a tiny fairy. This is not those kind of fairies. These fairies are big, they're strong, they have powers. This is not tiny, teeny fairies. This book honestly kind of gives me a feel between like Narnia and Twilight, which is a weird combination, but I feel like once you read it, you will understand how I've pulled those two books together, or those series together, but just throwing in fairies with it. So to give you a little bit more context about this book, I'm gonna read a little snippet. So the lead character, I'm gonna say her name wrong, Faye? Correct me in the comments. Kills a wolf in the woods to provide for her family, but a fairy, Tamlin, shows up at their family's door and takes her across the border to where the fairy side of the continent is. Over time, they start to build a bond, and she learns more about the fairy world as they already have this very intricate history, but she's starting to see more and more is coming to light about the fairies. And I don't want to say too much more about the fairy world because I don't want to give anything away, but there's a whole deeper story and a whole deeper history that this book will get into. Again, once you can kind of get over the mind shift between fairies not being like small Tinkerbell and actually being like powerful creatures, it helps, or at least that helped me make the shift in my mind the more I was reading and the more I understood these characters. There's also a love story in this book, and this one's also spicy, but again, I feel like, yes, the love story is a part of the book, but it doesn't overpower from the book. There is a good storyline that goes with it. And I've just ordered the second book, A Court of Mist and Fury, which I'm very excited about. And I've heard from a ton of people that if you really like the first book, the second book has even more. I think it's like double the amount of pages from the first book. So there's so much more into it, and it really does deep dive. And I know at the end of the first book, there was something big that happened. So I'm very excited to get into the second. This series has 7 books total in it, so you would have plenty of content if you wanted to start this summer. I'm sure it would lead into fall and potentially winter, depending on how fast you read. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars, and Goodreads readers have also given it 4 out of 5 stars on average. So with that, I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you so much for following along, and hopefully you found a few books that you will plan to read for this summer. And let me know in the comments which summer books you think I should read this summer. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you in another video soon. Bye, friends.